Stop. Freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Hello, my name is Steve.
And I'm David.
And you're listening to Anime Plus. We are talking about episode 8 of Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus. And we are moving into the third arc.
Rascal does not dream of his student. This week, in Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl. Does not dream of Santa Claus. We continue from probably a day after we left off of last episode with the supposed threat to Mai's safety. Sakata, in a mad attempt to try to get into contact with Kirishima, blows up her phone. He did successfully memorize her phone number and is trying to basically get her attention through mass calls because he wants to have a conversation with her. In the meantime, he schedules a date with Mai for her birthday on December 2nd, and she tells him to leave his afternoon open. He comes home from work. He comes home to the phone ringing, to which Kirishima has called him back, and she says that she needs to meet with her on December 2nd, the same time that he's supposed to have a date with Mai. He disappointedly goes, okay, fine, because she learns that it's Mai's birthday, so she doubly insists that it happens tomorrow, the next day, and he breaks the bad news to Mai, who then kidnaps him and skips college class for a good part of the day to go shopping at a ring store, to which Sakata spends a lot of his paycheck.
Yeah. Well, you got to think, they got VIP service, and I think they went to Ginza. And Ginza, at least, I don't know how much anymore, but at one point was the most expensive neighborhood in all of the fucking planet.
He bought her a very cute heart ring, which Mai then hints like, hey, they're expecting us back there. And Sakata's like, yeah, I know, engagement ring, which was adorable. It was nice to see them go on a date. And then we get a extended conversation between Sakata and Kirishima. Basically, him initially beating around the bush and then cutting right to the chase of, do you have a problem with Mai? To which we learn that Kirishima was at one point pretty spiteful of Mai, but since she started dating Sakata, she has hated her less.
Yeah, because she has a flaw.
Yeah, basically because she has a flaw.
In her choice of men.
And then she reveals that on December 24th, Christmas Eve, she's going to release another song. And he goes home from that. The two girls that hang out with Kaede from Sweet Bullet and Kaede and Mai, they're at the Asusagawa residence where they're watching a Toko Kirishima video. It ends. Three younger girls are like, we're going out to go do stuff. And
hint, hint.
Hint, hint. And Sakata's like, hey, now that we're alone, you wanna... And Mai's like, no, we're talking about what you talked about with Kirishima. He relays much of the information, and then to make him feel better, Mai promises that she will spend all of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with him.
Yeah, they're gonna go on a hot spring date.
Which the voice actor for Sakata, that Yahoo, was...
Uncharacteristic?
Uncharacteristic.
Because Sakata is always very measured and monotone.
But also, it fit him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sakata has a kind of prophetic dream in line with the #dreaming trend, where his boss at the cram school is telling him that he is going to be working with this girl, Hajime?
Hey, Editor Steve here, just cutting in for a second. I realized during the editing process that I had convinced David that Imeji Sarah's last name was Hajime, and we went with that the entire recording. So I do apologize for making that mistake. Now on to the rest of the podcast.
And he then, the next day, has this interaction where she becomes his student in almost exactly the same way that he dreamed it. He then has another, after the Mai situation, he has a dream again that he is spending Christmas Eve with Hajime, and it is very date-like, to which she then also in the dream makes him promise to not treat her puberty syndrome. He then I couldn't tell if it was scheduled or happens to meet up with her.
He runs into her.
He runs into her at a department store with Mai's voice playing in the background because she's so fucking popular.
She had recorded whatever announcement was playing.
Yeah. And we find out that Hajime also had the same dream that Sakata had. And she relays the same kind of information of, don't cure my puberty syndrome, but figure out what it is.
Yeah, because she had talked about
She had like an issue, and the puberty syndrome like helped her through it.
Yeah, it had helped her through an episode of heartbreak that she had experienced in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm glad I've forgotten the specifics of her puberty syndrome. So yay.
Yeah, we started the next arc where we have Rascal does not dream of his student.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see what happens next. I very much enjoyed the episode today. The date was the best part. It makes me happy whenever they go on a date and are happy.
I thought about it, we're watching it where they're getting that VIP treatment, in the fact that how uncomfortable and out of place Octa has to be in situations like that, where he's just a normal dude.
Yep.
Lives a middle-class lifestyle. He's dating the most famous woman in Japan, pretty much.
Yep.
And every once in a while, that fact gets thrown into his face, in how she has access to these things that are not normal. And because this is her life, it's like, whatever. But in that situation, he was kind of like, ooh, so this is what the other people are like. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could just tell by his body language.
Yeah.
In the department. So he was doing
He was like, I do not belong here.
I didn't dress well enough for this.
Yeah. Because of his association with Mai and their relationship. He definitely does belong there, but he's never going to accept it because he didn't earn it himself.
Right. He doesn't feel like he belongs there. It's like, I am the trophy husband 100%.
Yeah. Confusingly so, yes.
He's so confused that he's the trophy husband.
I don't think he's ever really questioned what Mai sees in him. He's just like, I will go along with it as long as it lasts. He does not look the gift horse in the mouth.
But yeah, it would be like, all of a sudden I have the superstar that's just like, you're cute. I'm like, hi. Sure, I won't question this.
I don't think the story's ever really gotten into detail as to what Mai sees in Sakta.
Well, I mean,
I think it really
he brought her back from non-existence.
No, I think it's more than that. I think it's really, he truly is unfazed by her fame.
Yeah.
So he treats, they've had to have had that conversation, at least in the light novel. He treats her like a normal human being.
Also, fuck this episode for reminding me of my trauma from the first movie.
Oh, when they did the flashback?
Yes.
Because they were talking about the weight of New Year's for this couple?
Yes.
Well, I think because the longer they go, the more some of the memories from that reality that ended up not taking place do become embedded within them. If you watched this episode and were confused about that scene, you should probably watch Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl to understand what that was all about, if you have not seen that, which would be the only reason I could understand why you'd be confused as to what they were talking about.
This is the kind of anime where you have to watch the movies.
Oh yeah, because it's a progressive story.
There are some anime where you don't have to watch the movies.
So I kind of regret reading the 14th volume of the light novel, like finishing it now, because shit's been revealed and it's intense. So
Just like camping.
now, going through the story again, I mean, obviously, I know the story. I mean, I don't remember all the details, but I've gone through this story before. It's now taken on a different perspective because I know, like, they drop some truth bombs in the 14th book, and it shifts your entire perspective of the college arc, relating to Karisha Motoko and her thing and all of that. Like, it's intense. So, no, I don't regret reading it now because it brings an interesting perspective to my continued viewing of this part of the story with this foreknowledge that I have that's greater than just knowing how these stories unfold. Because I have knowledge that extends beyond what the series is going to go to, that is integral and very important, but obviously doesn't come until later. I have a very different perspective now after finishing Volume 14 than when I wasn't reading it, and holy fuck. God, I love this show. The story is so good. I think when Rascal Doesn't Dream of Santa Claus wraps up, I'm going to take a day or two and sit down and rewatch the series again from the beginning. Just in one fell chunk of consumption.
Damn.
Just to appreciate how well crafted this narration is. What do you think Hajime Sara's adolescent syndrome is? I honestly don't remember.
Fucking no.
Like, I even forgot the whole Christmas Eve date thing. I'm like, oh, that's right.
Aggressively charming. I don't know.
It's a good thing I forgot because it makes it so much better.
Yeah, I've never been able to accurately guess anybody's adolescent syndrome until it's like spelled out for me.
I remember the details of the next arc pretty well, but for some reason, this arc is just very vague in my memory. I think I must have just speed read that book and didn't pay attention to as many of the details as I probably should have.
Because this arc and one more, right?
Yeah, we have one more arc after this, which is the Rascal Does Not Dream of a Santa Claus light novel.
Okay.
Volume 13, which is pretty good. Because you don't know to look for it, I will tell you that there was a hint about things that happen in that arc when he had that very casual conversation with the dude in his class that's trying to be friends with him, Fukuyama. He talks with Fukuyama in the class, and Fukuyama tells him that he's going to be leaving because he's going to meet up with the girl that he's going to try to date. We'll get more of that in the next arc.
Okay.
Oh, Kirishima Toko, the tangled web you weave. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Don't forget to check out the regular podcast that comes out on Fridays. We are currently reviewing The Summer That Hikaru Died, Season 2 of Sakamoto Days, and the fabulously creative City the Animation. God, I love Kyoto Animation. Somewhat. Some of their stuff I don't watch. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got a couple of off-schedule videos that are, in the works. So you hit that bell, you'll know when those come out. Otherwise, socials below. Check us out, harass us in the various places where we hang out. And thanks for listening. We'll check you guys next time.